fourth graders. Welcome to my kitchen, where today we're gonna learn about the metric system. So last week you learned about customary capacity and customary weight. This week we are gonna learn about metric capacity and metric mass. So let's follow along as we learn some of the most common measurements and their abbreviations. First up, we have mass. Now you might be thinking, I didn't learn about customary mass. That's true. In the customary system, you learned about weight. So mass and weight are similar. Mass is the amount of matter that an object has. It's like the amount of stuff that it's made up off of. Weight is actually measuring the pull of gravity on that object. So here on Earth, since we measure using Earth's gravity, weight and mass are the same thing. Your mass is the same as your weight. But if you leave Earth and go into space, there's different gravity. The mass will still be the same because the amount of stuff that an object is made up of doesn't change, but the weight will actually be different because they have different gravity outside of Earth. So when we think about mass today and we talk about mass, think it's very similar to weight here on Earth. So we have three main units that we're going to talk about in fourth grade for mass. The first one is the kilogram. So the kilogram is abbreviated kg, and its mass is about this, okay, a bag of like 7 or 8 apples. So that's a little over 2 pounds, okay, and that is our standard unit of measurement. So kilograms are slightly related to pounds, but again, it's a little bit more than 2 pounds worth. Now our next measurement is the gram. Its abbreviation is G. And the gram, believe it or not, is the weight of about 1 paperclip, or the mass of about 1 paperclip. So I want you to think, how many of these paper clips do you think it would take to equal the mass of this kilogram? How many paper clips, if we had a 2-balance scale and we had this bag of apples on one side and a bunch of paper clips on the other side, how many paper clips do you think it would need to make this equal? Think about it. The answer is 1,000. 1,000 grams make up a kilogram. Crazy. Next, we have a milligram, or mg. Now, it's actually not that blue square. That little grain of salt, that is the mass of 1 milligram. Very, very light. I just put the blue square there so you could actually see it against my countertop. So my question is, once again, how many milligrams do you think it would take to equal the mass of 1 gram? Think about it. Well, if you were thinking, well, it was 1,000 last time, so maybe it's 1,000 again, you would be correct. There are exactly 1,000 milligrams in a gram. So there you have the metric system. We have kilogram, gram, and milligram. Next up, we're going to learn about capacity. You already learned about customary capacity. So capacity in the metric system is the same concept. It's the amount that an object can hold. So in this case, for metric capacity, we're not going to be talking about gallons, cups, quarts, pints, etc. We're going to be learning about some new measurements. Let's check them out. All right, here's our first measurement for capacity in the metric system. So this is a liter, which is marked by a capital L, not a lowercase l, capital L, so it doesn't get confused with the number 1. So this mixed berry seltzer is exactly 1 liter. You can see on the label that it is equal to 1 quart and a little bit more. So 1 quart and almost 2 more fluid ounces, or 1 liter. So you are used to probably seeing soda in 2-liter bottles. This is just half of it. Okay, let's see. I wonder what this tastes like. It's not very good. All right, here's our other metric measurement for capacity. It's the milliliter, okay? It's abbreviated by lowercase m and an uppercase L. So milliliters are very small. So I'm actually lucky. I have a friend who's a nurse, so she was able to lend me this sort of eyedropper. It's a saline solution, and I'm going to show you. So this entire dropper holds 10 milliliters, and I'm going to show you what 1 milliliter looks like, okay? That's 1 milliliter of liquid. So let's compare. We have 1 milliliter, 1 liter. Let me get them a little closer. There we go. 1 milliliter, 1 liter. How many many milliliters do you think are in a liter? Think about it. Think about it. If you were thinking about grams and milligrams and that conversion, you'd be right. There are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. The prefix milli means thousandth. So a milliliter is 1,000th of a liter, or you can say there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter. Well, Riverview, that's it for today. I was hoping I could wrap up my video by enjoying a nice glass of some mixed berry seltzer, but it looks like that was terrible, so I will not be doing that. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today and learning about metric mass and metric capacity.